There's a lot of misinformation about vending. So in this video, I'm going to go through 6 myths and misconceptions for you so that when you're looking at information online and when you're trying to build your vending business, you can determine truth from fiction. So who am I? I'm James Brown, a former vending executive of one of the largest portfolios of vending machines in the world, and I've trained hundreds of people in vending, and I know what's real, and I also know what's not real. Let's get into it. The first is that low prices are going to help you sell accounts, and low prices are going to help you keep accounts. At one point, somebody told me, I'm successful because I keep my prices low. And that is simply just not the case. When you have pricing too low, you've got to overcome that pricing in other ways, and you are actually not going to make nearly as much money as you should. And when you're selling an account, especially when it comes to the white whales, the big accounts, the hospitals, the colleges, the schools, the whatever, low pricing is not what they're looking for. They're looking for value add services. They're looking for someone who's reliable. They're looking for somebody who can help with, what product selection goes in there, right? And by that, I mean, they're going to have potentially healthy requirements. They want things that look good, right? Selling vending is not about a low price. It's about addressing the needs of the person that you're pitching and the business that they're representing, right?
Yes.
I'll give you an example. Big rec centers and like different types of facilities like that, they often have dietitians, right? So when you're pitching somebody there, you don't go in with a low price. That's not going to sell them. They don't care whether all of the customers that come in from the street pay 50 cents less for a bag of baked chips.
Nope.
What they care about is the optics of the situation. They want to be able to go to their boss, the board, whoever, and say, look at the healthy options we have here. Look at how good the machine looks. Look at how this is impressing our customers. The conversation has nothing to do with price. And this is applicable to most situations. People don't care about price. And if they do, that's when you start selling them subsidized vending, right? Because if you sell them low price and you just eat all the profit, as in you don't make as much profit, then you may not even be able to keep the machine there. It may be doing good volume, but you may be making no money off of it. You've got to keep your prices high, and you've got to be prepared in sales meetings to defend your price, right? We charge this price because we want to make sure that we service your account at the right level. People who often lowball on price are not going to be able to make as much money, and they're not going to be able to service your account at the right level. There's lots of different arguments you can use, but you've got to make sure that you're prepared to talk more about a value add than just having a low price. You've got to make sure that you're selling to what the person who is going to make the decision needs the most. Number 2 is that you're home free once you land the account. And I find this is very common in the industry. Everybody works on getting the account, right? But they don't think nearly as much about keeping the account. Keeping an account that's profitable for 1 year versus 5 years completely changes the math on what you could even propose in a sales meeting. The longer you keep it, as long as it's profitable, the better. You're not home free once you land an account. Things can dramatically change. The person you sold, they might leave, and the new person who comes in might decide that they want a machine full of salad instead of full of chocolate bars.
Oh,
and
no.
your profitable machine all of a sudden is in jeopardy because you're either going to have to change or you're going to have to remove the machine because you've lost the account. Humans change, businesses change. They may decide that the vending machine isn't good enough anymore. They may get new management in that goes, you know what? In my last company, we had a micro market. Why do we have these crappy old vending machines here? We need an operator that's going to put in a micro market. These things happen all the time. And so You can't just set it and forget it.
See ya.
You've got to manage customer service. You've got to stay up to date with what's going on at locations, and you've got to build a relationship. This is key. If you build a relationship, it's much harder overall for the business to get rid of you. Number 3 is that new vending operators should buy cheap equipment so that they can enter the business with low investment and build from there. And this is actually the complete reverse of what you should do. When you get into vending, you don't know. You better not be buying some machine off Facebook Marketplace that's going to break down every week and cause you to either be there all the time struggling to learn how to fix the vending machine or actually causing you to lose a profitable account. You really need a machine that's not going to stress you out in the beginning, and you need it to run all the time. You need to go and buy yourself a new Toyota. You don't need to go buy yourself an old Mercedes Benz that, used to be 150 grand and now it's 10 grand. You know what? Whenever you do that, if you don't pay for it in the beginning, you'll pay for it later, right? In the Mercedes, you may not pay a lot now, but the maintenance of a $10,000 car is still at the cost of a $150,000 car. Anyways, you need a machine that's going to work for you, especially if you're learning. In the meantime, go take a NAMA technician course. It's going to help you a lot. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. It's just, that's a course you can take to learn about vending machines. You can also potentially go and work part-time for a vending company for a little while to understand it, right? I think this is a great step for somebody who's getting into vending, is to go and just work it for a little bit where it's not your own machine and your own money on the line. Number 4, a machine that's full of money is always good. This is not true. If your machine is empty, you haven't done your job and you're costing yourself money. The metrics that are most common in vending are 3 coils empty for snacks when you get there, 3 to 4 coils for snacks, and 1 SKU for drink. People are much more particular, right? If a person's favorite chips are out, they may go to a second bag of chips, but if there's no Pepsi in the machine, I'm not buying something else. Or like for Diet Pepsi, let's say, Diet Coke, if there's no Diet Pop and a diabetic comes up to buy pop, they can't buy anything else. And for you Americans, soda. I'm Canadian. I can't help it. When you go too late to a machine, you are capping the revenue ceiling of that machine. You must get there before it is empty and long before it's empty. Every single SKU that sells out, your revenue ceiling goes down. You must be cognizant of this, and you must actually look at your planograms and adjust them so that they sell down as evenly as possible. So you go to a machine, you get $500, you're all happy. Yes. If it's empty, you did not do your job.
Oh no.
Myth number 5, servicing a vending machine is easy. It is not easy. I am actually incapable of servicing vending machines. I got a bad knee. I broke my right patella when I was younger. I'm getting up in age a little bit. Vending servicing is one of the most physically strenuous jobs out there. Like, it's at least in the top 10%. People underestimate how hard it is to actually huck a bunch of product into various locations. There's tons of bending over. You sometimes have a truck full of thousands of products that you have to move around. You jam the brakes, product crashes into each other. You have to fix it. You got to pick it up. You got to take it out of the truck. You got to haul it into site. Sometimes when you park a vehicle, you may have to park 2 blocks down the road. I've seen colleges where there was no parking anywhere near, and there's like 15, 20 machines at the college that the driver had to service that day, and it snowed 6 inches. And they just have no way of parking close except risking a loading zone or something along those lines. So they're hucking multiple loads of product, multiple blocks through the snow, going upstairs, etc. I looked at a chicken plant one time. 3 sets of stairs to get to the top. The stairs were like this narrow as an old building. Drivers would have to pack all of their product up by hand. They couldn't get a cart up there. It is extremely hard to service vending machines. I'm going on and on here a little bit, but servicing a vending machine is not easy. You got to rotate product too, right? You got to get in there, take everything out, put the new stuff in the back, put the old stuff in the front. There's all kinds of things that come along with servicing a vending machine that are not easy. They even talk about carrying cash. You gotta get a lot of coin, and you service 6 or 7 vending machines, and you have to take all the coin back. I mean, that can be extremely heavy. And the last part, and this one I've talked about before, but vending, it is not a passive business. I'm here to set the record straight. I've done this for a long time. I've been involved with vending companies from the very small to, of course, the extremely large companies that I've been a part of and that I've been a part of adding to the company I worked at. You can go look at my LinkedIn profile if you want to see who I worked for. It's not passive. Everybody thinks you just put product in easily and then hunky dory, nothing ever goes wrong. You go and collect all your money, you throw a little bit of product in easier, or you throw a little bit of product in and it's all easy and you never have to think about the machine. This is not true. Machines are going to break down all the time on you. People are going to vandalize them. People want you to change products in the machine. The location, like I said before, the location situation changes. And now you've got to go talk somebody out of putting in Caesar salads in every coil instead of chocolate bars. And you know that's going to tank your sales. So you've got to deal with it. I'm here to help you with all of those things. I've seen everything in vending. I have managed customer relationships. I've done all the technology, the systems, the data. I've been out there. I've installed machines. I've fixed machines, although I am not a certified technician or anything along those lines. I've done all the data setup, the telemetry. I can walk you through how to do this and make it so that you can make a ton of money at vending. But it is not passive. You got to go in eyes wide open. You want to make a lot of money? You're in the right place. You want to do nothing? You're in the wrong place. I have a school that I teach everything about what I know in vending, and I can take all of the uncertainty out of it for you, and I will help you with every personalized problem you have. I've got courses, I've got tools to help you decide on product, everything you need to launch a vending business and be crazy successful at it. Links are going to be down below. Make sure, check it out. If you have any questions, comment, hit like, you know, all the regular YouTube stuff. Go get it.